Hey, it's me, Althazar, and welcome to the first episode of the new and improved Deck Building Showcase. In the first episode, I want to go ahead and take a look at how do we build a standard deck for Koth of the Hammer. Koth is one of my favorite planeswalkers of all time. I happen to think that he's one of the most powerful planeswalkers in the game, and so he can be a little bit tricky to build around. Sometimes you definitely have to have some cards to play around him, so I thought he'd be the perfect target for this first episode. Now, when you're going to build around Koth in Standard or Legacy or whatever, although we're going to be doing Standard, you want to first go ahead and make sure that you have supports that can convert to red. So you go ahead, you go to your supports, and you type in convert red, except you spell convert correctly. You don't have inept fingers like me, right? So yeah, okay. So you're going to go ahead, convert red, and look through what supports you have that convert to red. Now, you actually want to avoid using things like Blood Crypt. Blood Crypt is going to convert to black or red. You do not want to throw supports in that are going to convert to a color other than red. If you take a look at Koth's mana bonuses, Koth only has a boost to red. That red boost is the highest in the game for any match of any walker, so you want just red. Now, that means that for me personally, I'm going to go ahead and throw Castle Embereth, which converts to just red, and Dwarven Mine, which also converts to just red in this deck. Now, another option that you can do is you can actually go ahead and convert to your Planeswalker's colors. And so if you go to convert to your colors, you'll see things like Plaza of Harmony or Gateway Plaza, both of which are going to convert to just your Planeswalker's colors. So those are both great choices. You could also use something like Lotus Field, but this destroys one of your supports, and as Koth is only able to run 3 supports, I don't run Lotus Field in him. You could also run Guild Mages for him, but this requires that you're not up against another mono red walker, and so I sometimes like to not have to worry about swapping cards around in my deck, so I'm just going to stick to the 2 that I put in. For the third support, I really am enjoying Embercleave. Embercleave is a very strong support, and it pairs well with pretty much all of the creatures that I'm going to want to go ahead and put in Koth. So Embercleave is 23 mana, and it gives your first creature +2/+2, double strike, trample, and berserker. So basically, whatever your first creature is, it's going to become an absolute savage beast. Now, Koth has really 2 limitations. The first one is that 3 support cap. The second one is actually that red doesn't have very good access to card draw or fetch. So the next step that we're going to want to go ahead and take is we're going to go ahead and try and find card draw or fetch that is available for Koth. So once again, we go into our filters. Here, we're going to get rid of, we've got all of our supports. So we're going to look in just creatures and spells, and we're going to start with fetch. So what is going to fetch us things? And then when we look at fetch, we want things that are going to fetch us cards pretty regularly. So some pretty great options for Koth are going to be Golos. Golos is going to fetch you a land and then is going to systematically fetch you more cards with his activate. And due to Koth's first ability, you can just go ahead and have that go off like all the time. So I'm going to go ahead, throw Golos in. Then as I look through some others, Surcera is awesome. Like, this card is really strong. It's definitely, in my opinion, a mythic level power card. So it's 16 for a 5/5, and then whenever this creature deals damage to your opponent's planeswalker, or a spell you control deals damage to your opponent's planeswalker, fetch the first card from your library. It gains half its mana. So if you have Embercleave on Surcera, you're drawing or fetching 2 cards and giving each of them half mana. Then Surcera also has the activate ability at the bottom to do 2 damage to any target. Unfortunately, at the time of my making this video, those activations will not actually fetch you cards. Surcera is not working properly with that. And I've also found that the spell portion, so if you use a spell to deal damage, that's not working properly either. But even without those working, Surcera is 100% worth using. So we're going to go ahead, throw Surcera in. Now, for the third and final creature, Koth in general likes, or creature, I say creature, but card, right? It's going to be a creature. Koth likes his creatures in general like he likes his partners. He likes them big because Koth can just get such crazy mana boosts. Like it's absolutely insane. So mana really isn't a factor. Now, I've been playing around a lot with Robber of the Rich lately, and Robber of the Rich is a really fun card, but Koth actually really likes a certain creature better. And that creature also really likes Embercleave a heck of a lot. And that creature is Razia. Razia with Embercleave is just like complete board wipe, destruction, evil, horrible for your opponent. So here we've got ourselves a really solid core. We've got Golos that's going to be fetching us a land, which is going to give us conversion, and then is going to continue to fetch more cards for us. We've got Cercera, who's going to be fetching cards for us every turn, and we've got Razia, who's going to defend us and do crazy damage. So now to round the deck out, let's go ahead. We really just need spells now, and let's see if we have any other draw or fetch options in red. So as we look, not too much, right? Expansion, this is only going to draw you cards if you have a blue mana bonus. Koth doesn't have that. Escape to the Wilds, on the other hand, is going to draw you cards and is going to give lands in your hand full mana. So Escape to the Wilds is currently our best choice here. However, as you do this, you can go ahead and look through other options that you have. In the past, I have occasionally used a card like Magmatic Insight for that draw 2 cards, but for the most part, you want to try and use something that's going to draw you more consistent cards. And now, to round things out for your deck, you're going to want to have different forms of removal, right? So we look at the deck, and at this stage, we're missing creature removal, we're missing support removal, and we're missing Vanguard removal. So the first thing for removal with red is I'm just going to go ahead and see if I have some good stuff that deals direct damage, because one of red's ways of removing things is just doing direct damage. And my favorite card in Standard right now for dealing direct damage is Electro Dominance. So this one, you can charge up, it's going to deal damage, it has flash, so you can disable it and cast it during your opponent's turn, and then it's going to charge up the other cards in your hands with mana. So hands, singular, hand. So it's pretty awesome. Then for the next piece, we definitely want something that's going to destroy things. So I'm going to throw in Angrath's Rampage, because this is able to destroy a Vanguard and a creature, and because it doesn't specify a damage cap or a toughness cap, it just outright destroys a creature, which is really, really nice. And then for the final card, we want to be able to destroy supports. So we still don't have support destruction. So at this stage, we're going to get rid of damage from here, and we're just going to type in support. And take a look. There aren't too many options here. I love Demolish. It's a 3 mana support from Origins. It's also going to destroy a 3/3 gem of blocks. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. And this wraps up the deck itself. So let's go ahead, throw it into the training grounds, and see how it goes. Now, before I do that, really quickly, to recap, make sure you've got supports that are going to convert to red. Make sure that you've got big, nasty creatures. So you'll see that I've got 16, 16, 17. You don't just have to go based on mana cost, but you want to definitely have big creatures. And then make sure that you have ways of drawing cards or fetching cards. So this deck is checking all those boxes. Let's see how it works. Alrighty, so our first victim looks like it's going to be Moo. I think it's Moo, right? Moo Yanling or something like that. Oh, wow. What a crazy spread for Koth. Okay. It is, yes, Moo Yanling. So Moo is going to get a taste of Koth that Moo probably never wanted. So you take a look at the board. There's a ton of red. So I just see so much red here. So we're going to go ahead, get Koth and Castle, just Koth, Golos and Castle. First turn, which is pretty nuts. Now, let's check all these activated gems and see if any of them are Golos. No, none of them. Can't do Golos. Okay, we're going to Embercleave. Embercleave is going to turn Golos into a savage monster. Oh, no, is that Golos? No, it's not. But that should give us Embercleave down. And so now, turn 2, we're swinging for 18 with Golos, which is pretty nasty. Golos is not usually a damage monster, but with Embercleave, everything is a monster. So, all right, we're going to be whittling down Embercleave in just a moment. Let's see if we can get Koth to trigger Golos. And yep, we did. Great. That gives us Sarah, that gives us another Golos, and it gives us a land as a result of getting another Golos. We're going to get a 5 match. This is crazy. Yeah, this deck is nuts. If you haven't played Koth recently, definitely dust him off. You'll find that you get crazy quick kills. So we've got another swap. Let's try and get toward using Koth's third ability, right? Or will we even make it there? Probably not. Worth trying though, right? So let's get the loyalty match here and see what happens. So Sarah is now going to be drawing us cards every turn, and that Dungeon Geist is going to get destroyed by Angrath's Rampage. So we don't want that. We absolutely don't want that. So let's just get rid of it from the get-go here. We actually could use Koth's first, but you know what? Let's just use Koth second here. I don't use it much, but as we're going to have double strike on the Golos, we're going to do a ton of damage. So let's just give it a whirl, see how it goes. Maybe we can get pretty close to killing Mu this turn, which would be really nice, really fast match. So, yep, Electro Dominance is going to be coming in full here, which is great. So we can go ahead and burn Mu for an extra 10. And so, that's going to be 44, 54, 64, 7. Yeah, Mu's dead. That's it. Goodbye, Mu. You were just destroyed super fast. No stopping Koth. So that was what, like 2-3 minute match? Maybe? Koth is crazy. Let's try one more match, right? Or we could even do more than one depending on how the next one goes. But let's see if we can replicate with a board that is just not all red to start with. Because when you've got red to start with, Koth is crazy. So what do you do when you don't have just full red? Let's see who victim number 2 is. It is Tezzeret. All right, let's see how Tezzeret does. Hopefully we don't have that crazy red spread this time, so you guys can get an idea of what Koth looks like without that. And perfect. No crazy red spread. So the most common thing that I hear about why people don't use Koth is they say, I run into games where I get no red matches. This is proof that you can still win with Koth, even without opening red matches. It'll be a prophetic game. So we want to get to 6 loyalty for that destroy non-red gems, and so the first thing that we prioritize is loyalty matches. Now that gave us, 5, I think, because of the extra match. So we should be getting to that next ability, or that first ability this turn. So I'm just making sure there isn't anything good for Tezzeret. There isn't. I'm going to do that. And Tezzeret gets good stuff just by all of the gems shifting. Thank you so much, game. Really appreciate that. So here we're going to use our first. This will just break down some gems for us. This is great. I love it. So that didn't give us any red matches. I'm saying that I love it. Oh wait, no, yeah, it did. What am I kidding? I'm blind. It's at the bottom. That's a great match. So we get our mine, which means that we're going to now be starting to convert to red. And now that we're starting to convert to red, we're going to want to try and get Razia down. So yeah, we're definitely getting Razia down this turn. We want Embercleave down as quickly as possible because that turns Razia into an absolute murder machine. We're going to be losing Razia this turn, I should say. And so, we aren't losing Razia to as bad of an effect as I thought we would. All right, if we can just get Razia and Embercleave down at the same time, then that's just going to be a board wipe unless we see another one of these guys drop down. So I don't think we will, but we do definitely have enough for both. So let's make the red match. Let's try and get to Sir Sarah. That would be pretty good too. So there's Razia Embercleave, and that means that Razia is going to go ahead, destroy Lazav, start hitting Tezzeret, and this, you don't want to use your first ability with that Tezzeret if Razia is down. Just saying. That was pretty bad play by Greg. So we're going to get a few more red gem conversions. That's great. So let's go ahead and keep up the pace. We've got a red into loyalty match right here, which gets us to our third ability. So that's going to be pretty nice. So let's get Sir Sarah down. And then that's going to start hitting Tezzy. Although, depending on the matches we get this coming turn with the conversion, no, we're just going to go ahead and use that third ability. Yeah. Okay, let's pop it. So now at this point, all of the... Oh, what an unfortunate place for that to go, am I right? Wow. That makes it so that we don't get the red into the white. So specifically, that gem going there means that we don't get Razia this turn. So that's exactly what that means, which is unfortunate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to destroy that greater affinity for artifacts and hope that that gets us closer to our ability. Not our ability, to Razia. So let's see what happens here. So that's going to buff Cercera. Cercera is becoming even nastier. And then I know that I just destroyed my own support. That's okay. Cercera is now able to fetch 2 cards a turn. So I could have actually gone and thrown away stuff from my hand. And I'm actually going to do that here. So you're going to see me throwing away Engrath's Rampages. I have a red match. I even have a double red match. So I have absolutely no reason to use that first ability. And this should be the end of the match between... Here you'll see that she's not actually triggering. So you see that she did the damage, but she didn't actually trigger the card draw. So we're going to have Razia come out. We're going to Rampage to kill the Sphinx. And then with this is just game over. So Tezzeret just gets destroyed. And that's match 2. Another pretty quick match, even though we started out with no red gems. I know that it wasn't as fast as the first match. That's just the nature of things. But with Koth, make sure that you're converting Planeswalker or double matches as often as possible to get to that first ability. And then it's just smooth sailing after that. What the heck? I'm having so much fun with Koth. Let's go ahead and find another victim. A Johnny? Great. I'm not even going to heal you, Koth. We're going to take a Johnny out. A Johnny stands no chance against the power of red. So, another match with no opening red matches. Okay, we can do that. Let's go ahead, do Razia first and Electro Dominance second. You know what? No, we don't have a red match. So let's do Electro Dominance first. So Electro Dominance first because it's removal, and then Razia second because Razia is a beast. So here that's going to give us a potential red match if a Johnny doesn't take it. A Johnny's going to cascade out his ears and play Hixus. All right, definitely am not the biggest Hixus fan, but Koth doesn't mind Hixus as much as other Planeswalkers, because if you get your first ability off, you can actually go ahead and destroy Hixus with that first ability. So let's see what a Johnny plays here. Token deck. All right, cool deck. We're still going to keep targeting like this. So, okay, this is going to give us our first ability, and it gets rid of Hixus. Cool. Goodbye, Hixus. I don't like you. We're going to burn a Johnny directly just to get closer to Sarah. I know that Sarah wasn't going to get played that turn, but I definitely want Sarah coming down. We have a red match, so there's really no reason... That was not what I meant to do. There's really no reason to use the first. So you'll see that I don't use my first when I have a red match. I don't want to accidentally get rid of the red match. Getting red matches is critically important with Koth. So that was a silly play, just because I should have actually moved Escape to the Wilds into my hand. And then this is going to have Cercera fetch us a card too. Give it mana, so that's 8 mana. That should be Razia, right? I don't think that's Golos. Is it? Yeah, it's Razia. All right, so we've got Embercleave, we've got another Razia. This is just going perfect. So that's Sarah, that's someone else. All right, we don't care about those. Let's just keep destroying gems. We're going to be getting more loyalty by destroying gems, which is pretty nice. And we're going to get a ton of loyalty for this one. So we're going to burn a Johnny, and boom. Look at all that loyalty. Sarah's going to burn again. We're going to get Embercleave down here, which means that Razia is going to be hitting like even more of a truck. And you know what? I want the mine, but we're in such a good position here. I'm going to take this red for another Razia and just hit for 40. Like, if you can hit for 40 with Razia, just go for it, you know? And then that means that we can use our second ability, but we really don't need to because a Johnny is dead. He stands no chance. So I'm using this just to add salt to the wound of a player who's not going to see that Koth is crazy. So, all right, yet another match, 3 minutes or less. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Once again, no red matches from the start, and absolutely crushed. So, all right, you know what? What the heck? Let's go and do all 4 training grounds matches. Let's see if how long it takes to do just all 4. We still don't need to heal Koth. Koth is a monster. And look at that. We've got an amazing match from the get-go. And we've got Razia Embercleave. So this is just so beautiful. So we're going to do red into green, or I should say green into red. That just gives us more loyalty, and we want the loyalty. And because Embercleave gets mana when you attack with a creature, I'm actually boosting Sir Sarah to the front, and then I'll have Razia go in and try and do some damage. You may have heard that. That was actually a gust of wind. It is so windy where I live that, wow, was that loud. Crazy. Okay. Kalia coming down tells me that that's an angel, and then it's probably the prevent damage angel. So as it's probably the prevent damage angel, I'm going to boost Electro Dominance up and Embereth up here because I don't want prevent damage shenanigans raining on my parade, right? So I'm pretty sure that that's the angel that prevents damage. So let's go ahead and look for a way to get red. This could get us a red match. It did not. That's okay. But Razia is going to go ahead and kill Kalia here, which means that Razia can now go ahead and kill that angel too. And since we've got this, let's start playing our gem conversion. So you'll see that now I'm playing a little bit more defensively just because I know that Tamio has some bombs in her hand. So just that knowledge alone tells me set things up a little bit more. Now, that angel means that I've got very little to worry about because that card is terrible. So I am not worried about that angel. It does have first strike, and Razia does have 3 power right now, so I am going to Electro Dominance that thing maybe. Or not. I mean, why Electro Dominance when Castle Embereth is going to give you power? And then you can get almost a Sir Sarah down by using the amazing Electro Dominance. Tamia, your first ability is a little bit on the annoying side. Please stop. Okay, thanks, bye. All right, we're going to do that just because that gives us a loyalty match and it gives us a red match. So that means that we're going to be getting Embercleave down next turn. And with the 2 red gem converters, we might even get lucky. Yep, there's the second. And even though that's a Golos, let's go ahead and Angrath's Rampage. We want to kill that Niv. We do not like Niv. We are not Niv friendly. So we're going to do that. Oh, I didn't use my second. Whatever. That's okay. We'll use it next turn. We're going to have the double strike sword. Let's go ahead and ping Razia. Razia? Tamio, right? Embercleave is down. And since Embercleave is down, let's go ahead and actually bring Golos down. I know that that means that I'm not attacking with 6 dwarf tokens. I say 6 dwarf tokens, although I wouldn't have gotten those extra tokens if I didn't play Golos. But the extra lands make it worth it, and the possibility of Golos triggering for even more beautiful things is totally worth it. So we're going to use the second ability again. I know at the beginning of the video I said I very rarely use the second ability, and truly, I do very rarely use the second ability. It's just coming up spades here. So yeah, Razia is going to swing in. No more. Yeah, that's it. So that was all 4 standard training ground matches done in a jiffy. Playing Koth, he's really fun. Matches are really fast. You basically never lose if you play Koth right. So if you've got the gem conversion cards, you've got some of the red fetcher card draw, go ahead, throw them into Koth, dust him off, get killing, because he's awesome. See you in the next one.